guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with a trailer reaction. Something was dropped in my lap this morning. Somebody was like, yo, Fionna and Cake trailer has dropped. HBO Max, its own show? Or is it a movie? I don't even know, honestly. I didn't think about it. I assumed it's going to be its own episodic show, but the way they did Distant Lands, that was HBO Max, and it was 4 40-plus minute shows, let's say, episodes. So I don't know. Maybe they could be extended episodes and then a bunch of them, or I don't know. We're going to find out, I guess. Maybe. I don't even know if we're getting a date. It says a sneak peek, and right here I got it up. It's 1 minute and 10 seconds. Now, those of you who don't know who I am, ViewMasters Reactions, basically our first show, our first long-running show was Adventure Time. I started YouTube about 4.5 years ago, give or take. Adventure Time was the second, technically, I think. I think The Wire was the first one we were doing, but I literally would just drink and kick my legs up on the desk, and everything was horrendous. The audio, the video, everything was being worked on. So Adventure Time, I feel like, was the first. My shit was a little bit more together than it normally is. Still going up on YouTube to this day. They're already done on Patreon. If you guys are interested, every single episode in full unedited is on Patreon. They're still going up once a week on YouTube. I think there's like 300 plus episodes. So you're talking upwards of 6 to 7 years before they all get up on YouTube. I could edit them quicker if I cut out other shows and stuff, but it's at a point now where it's almost like I just love doing it. Once a week, I edit up an Adventure Time. I get a recap. It's also fun to relive it and recap everything. Today, right after this, I've got to edit up tomorrow's episode. It's season 6, episode 40, Orgalorg. I know what episode that is. Major episode. I'm curious to jump back in, edit it up. It'll be on YouTube, edit it up. But if you want it in full Patreon, you guys also, if you followed my Adventure Time videos, you know, in the beginning, I was not a big fan of Fionna and Cake. They kind of grew on me over time. I didn't understand if it had a purpose or a meaning, and it was like taking me off the path of Finn and Jake. So it didn't so much bother me, them, more so than it was just like in my mind taking away from my Adventure Time. They ended up growing on me, and by the end I was enjoying Fionna and Cake. You guys want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. That's where you'll see every episode of Adventure Time, Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Legend of Korra, Avatar, My Little Pony. There are hundreds of movies and shows. We're doing Steven Universe now. Check it out. If not, the trailer for Adventure Time, Fionna and Cake on Max. And we're in. Max Original. No longer HBO Max. I keep saying HBO Max. Fionna. Oh my god, I saw penguins.
Really weird lately. What if she's just bored with everything and wishes the world was more magical?
Fionna
should be more magical.
Does tours. Leave your bunk world behind. Simon, that was Simon. I'm trying to make sure I can see everything. Why is Simon like a major part of it? That was... Hey, Prismo. August 31st. But what is it? We're watching it one more time because a lot of things were happening. I saw Prismo, Simon. That was Magic Man's hat. All right. We got Gunther, Penguin Pipes.
What if she's just bored with everything and wishes the world was more magical?
Bubblegum people.
It should be more magical.
I like the song. It's got like a catchy song. Like that looks like, is that Mars? That thing is crazy. Oh, and there's the, I mean, we're getting imagery. Very reminiscent. So many things are fun. Like a Prismo at the end.
To be magic.
And that's Prismo's cube, isn't that? That's Prismo's cube. All right, guys. So that actually looks pretty damn cool. There is a lot of things going on. I saw Prismo. I saw Simon multiple times. We saw the fire people. There was a lot of the characters and creatures we've seen. None of the specifically named characters per se, but members of their race or lineage. There was bubblegum looking people. I saw what looked like we were on Mars at one point with the people with the multiple heads and the like pyramid shapes. There was a lot of things. Prismo was at the end. At the end, we saw a tunnel of Prismos on the wall in like picture frames, and then they jumped out of the golden cube thing that Prismo is in. I can't remember what it's called, if it has a name, but then it was even in the font. It said like Fionna and Cake, and then the little Prismo cube was spinning around. So it's definitely going to touch on a lot of things. It says Adventure Time, Fionna and Cake. It's literally got it in the title. So it isn't like they're making it completely its own thing. They're definitely incorporating it into the world. Is Simon? I don't know. Either way, we're getting Simon, which is pretty awesome. I'm like wondering when this takes place in the timeline of things. I'm thinking it would take place after the fact, but I like that we're still incorporating things involved with the world like Prismo and everything like that. There's definitely going to be probably cameos of people. In between trailers, I looked it up real quick. It said one episode right now is confirmed, August 31st. There's nothing else in IMDb or anything, but I didn't like go too deep in. I just wanted to see if it was a TV show or what. It doesn't give any sort of length of time. It just says one episode, August 31st. So that's all that's confirmed right now as far as IMDb. But awesome. I'm glad to see we're getting more Adventure Time content. I'm assuming we're going to get more than this to come, especially if people jump on it. I saw it had about close to 1 million views by the time I got it. You guys let me know what you think. You want to see more of what I do. In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see shows like Adventure Time in full, done with Adventure Time, entire series in full, unedited, on to Steven Universe, Gravity Falls, Avatar, Legend of Korra, Death Note, My Little Pony, Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest. There are hundreds of shows and movies in full. In the description is the link for Patreon. If not, comments down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.